Hello YouTube, and welcome to the first video of my coaching in the Pokemon Battle Federation, known from here on out as the PBF. I've watched the first two seasons of the PBF from the sidelines, cheering on my cousin/rival Andy, aka Nina Mori Fanboy, the coach of the St. Louis Carbanks. Watching his team preparation videos and battles were some of my favorite videos to watch. However, this year I decided to stop spectating and join in the fun, and entered a qualifying tournament. I won that tournament and made it into the PBF as the coach of the Dallas Staryus. The league is set up like the most recent season of the GBA League, with Pokemon ranked A, B, C, D, or E, and Mega Pokemon ranked A, B, or C, and each team having a roster to choose one rank A, one B, two Cs, one D, one E, one Mega Pokemon, and then 4 budget choices they have to be able to afford. The budget Pokemon, if you have higher ranked ones, they cost more. You do have to pick 4, but if you pick a lower ranked Mega, you get additional points to put towards your budget. But that's not super important right now. They gave us a randomized drafting order, and of 16 teams, I am the 6th. That means that after my first pick, there are 20 picks before it's back to me, and then 10 more before my next pick, and that continues until we're done. The first pick is going to be very, very important for me. It took a very long time for me to look at every option. I had considered Landorus Therian, Heatran, Starmie, Excadrill, Thundurus Therian, Thundurus Incarnate, and Weavile, all for my first pick. I figured that some of those would be taken before me, making my decision a little easier, but to my dismay, the choices ahead of me were 4 Mega Pokemon and Sylveon. So I took a lot of time thinking about it, and I finally decided on my course of action, and I went with Excadrill. Excadrill is a great offensive and defensive typing, 3 great abilities that I plan to use all of them, great coverage, access to rapid spin, good bulk. In a format like this, and with the plans that I have, I decided I couldn't pass up Excadrill and took him with my round 1 pick, and I'm looking forward to his success. In a league format, there are a few very important things I've discovered from my observations. One is having a strong core, either water, fire, grass, or fairy, steel, dragon usually. 2 is a strong fairy type. Fairies are in high demand and low supply, so you usually have to take them quick. My round 2, I wanted one of the top 4 fairy types, Azumarill, Togekiss, Florges, or Clefable. Clefable would mess up my budget a bit for my plans, but if it was still around when it got back to me, I definitely wanted to consider it. Togekiss was the one that I was aiming for the most. It has great synergy, I think, with Excadrill, including a 4-time resist to fighting, immunity to ground, the fact that it does hit specially, but it was drafted 2 picks before me. I considered Clefable, but I decided on Azumarill. Azumarill packs a strong physical punch, has priority moves. I know from experience it works really well with Excadrill on a team. She's less of a support role than my other choices, but I had a good idea of who I could focus on in the next round to fill a more supportive role on the team, as well as add more diversity. The next pick, there was only one Pokemon that I really even looked at picking, and it was available as there were only 10 picks between my second pick and my third pick. So that Pokemon is Celebi. Celebi is one of the flat 100 stat Pokemon, and I believe they excel in a league format with their versatility. Celebi adds another resist to fighting, handles grass attacks as well, supports her team with things like Heal Bell, and can also be an excellent sweeper with the right set. I was thrilled with this pick. With my next pick, I wanted another Pokemon that could handle fighting types well, and someone who didn't mind knockoff or U-turn. And again, I had one strategic choice, and in round 4, I was able to choose Crobat. I have never used a Crobat, but he's very fast, adds additional coverage to my team, can support the team, has access to U-turn, and an immunity to ground and resisting grass. I felt all those were very important. Round 5 was a round I was nervous about. I definitely needed a strong fire type to add synergy to my team, and I wanted a strong offensive presence with my next choice. I was considering Chandelure, Darmanitan, and Blaziken. I wanted Darmanitan the least, and was okay when he ended up being chosen before it was my pick. When it came to me, I decided on Blaziken. I haven't used a Blaziken ever competitively, but I'm super excited to use him. Obviously, he's only allowed to be used with his Blaze ability, but I have so many options with him, including Choice Scarf, Specs, or Band, many different setup sets, and he has great coverage with 120 base attack and 110 base special attack. I look for Blaziken to be a force to be reckoned with this season. In round 6, I wanted something else that could be scary to an opponent and clean up late game if needed. My top choices were Alakazam, Salamence, and Zygarde. 2 of those were chosen, so in round 6, I chose Zygarde. Zygarde is another Pokemon I have never used, but I know he can put in work with support moves like Glare, set up with Dragon Dance, nice offensive dual stab types, and extreme speed. I look for Zygarde to take care of unprepared opponents this season. For round 7, I had a bunch of very different Pokemon I was looking at, including Galvantula, Cobalion, Umbreon, Dragalge, and Nidoking. Among them, only Galvantula was chosen, so I decided on Umbreon. Umbreon is so bulky, has tons of team support and disruption, is an excellent switch into defensive Pokemon who are using Scald. Heal Bell, can do tricky offensive things including Foul Play. Also, Umbreon has an amazing shiny sprite. I'm very excited to annoy people by using Umbreon. There was a bit of a time before the next round, after round 7 there, before our final 4 rounds. So I had some time to look at my team thus far and see what opportunities I had on my team and who I should focus on. I have a lot of versatility on the team, I really like that. I have a lot of physical tanks and sweepers, and a few mixed options. I want to focus on some bulk and some more special attackers and a little bit of speed too if I can. I had one Pokemon in mind who is available and who I have experience using who will fill a lot of those roles, and that is Jellicent. Jellicent adds immunities to normal fighting and water with its ability, and it adds special offenses with Scald, and I think it can learn Ice Beam and Shadow Ball as well. I definitely really like Jellicent. Continuing with this train of thought, I still needed more special offenses, and again wanted some bulk. I was looking at Leavanny, Jinx, Meowstic, Masquerain, and Articuno for my next pick. All of them were available, and I decided to draft Articuno. Articuno has a very useful stab, special ice, and a ground immunity. It can roost, which is very useful, and I'm very excited to use it. It's a Pokemon I've never used. In round 10, I had a few choices I was looking at. Drapion, Ambipom, Ludicolo, Noivern, and Manectric. I was focused on Noivern and Manectric mostly with them. High speed, high special attack, similar roles that they fill in the team. But in the end, I decided to go with Noivern. Noivern has speed that my team really needs, special dragon coverage, which is always great, a potential U-turner for initiative. I'm very happy with my decision for that. Only time will tell if I'm going to miss the stab volt switch option that Manectric would have. My final pick, round 11. Obviously, we all know what's missing from my draft so far, a Mega Pokemon. I had a plan from the very beginning of the draft, actually even before the draft started. I knew I was going to wait to draft my Mega until at least round 3, depending on how things went down. Well, round 1 saw 8 of the 16 teams take their Mega. Round 2 had 1 more go, and 1 more went before me in round 3. When I looked at who still needed Megas and who they had on their team so far, and then I looked at the remaining Mega Pokemon that I liked. The ones I really liked were Alakazam, Absol, Tyranitar, and Blastoise. But after I got Excadrill on the first pick, you have to know who I wanted to go after. I decided on Mega Tyranitar. The bulk, the setup, the versatility, and the great synergy with Excadrill and the sand. I'm so excited that I was able to prioritize my high-ranked choices by putting off my Mega until the final round and still got the Mega that I wanted. So here it is, the full team of 11. Umbreon, Crobat, Blaziken, Articuno, Excadrill, Zygarde, Jellicent, Noivern, Celebi, and Mega Tyranitar. I am thrilled with these guys, and I think they can work together really well. I can't wait to start the team building and the battles. I will say that I'm in the same division as my cousin/rival Andy, aka Ninamori Fanboy, so we'll be facing him twice this season. And I assume anyone who watches my videos has watched his as well, so you'll know of another person that I'll be battling this season in the PBF. That is his rival in the PBF, Scoot, who's taken him out, I believe, both Season 1 and 2 in the playoffs. So definitely like, comment, subscribe if you are ready for Season 3 of the PBF, and if you are hyped for the Dallas Staryus to put in some work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.